Hello all and welcome back to High Ridge Farm with me, the Walrus. We're halfway through our final week here during the summer season, and we have a few cunning plans that still need to occur. One of the things that I need to achieve today is I need to go and visit Marnie and buy an absolute ton of hay. Because as I discussed previously, I know full well that hay supplies in the silos, it's okay. It could be significantly better. Now, of course, I've just cut a chunk out because, as you can see, I bought a lot of hay and I was stood there just holding down the A button for far too blooming long. So that was, that was a pain in the posterior. But it's done now, and that's what matters. But yes, it's been interesting is one way of putting it, because now having deposited all that hay away, I'm now going to double check and see if putting it into chests is a viable option. It used to be, and it still appears to be the same, and now considering how much hay you can slap in one of these, yeah, it's going to get a bit silly. Now, some of the stuff that we've done this, recently this week, of course, is the very silly, in that we have, well, we went on a bit of an odd spree, and we went on a mayo drinking run. And thankfully, the villagers haven't wanted to kill me for doing so, because I was being odd, I think is the nicest way of putting it. And, yeah. Chugging mayonnaise in front of the tourists, I say tourists, those who are visiting Pelican Town for the Trout Derby is definitely a choice, and I'm sure it's probably Lewis, isn't it? The person in charge of the tourism board will be thoroughly thrilled with my decisions that I made. Well, hey-ho, it's their fault for being, well... I almost wanted to say it's their fault for being Lewis. So no sympathy for you silly old sausage, because he is a bit of a silly old sod. He does all sorts of weird and wonderful, and he's mean to poor Marnie, who doesn't deserve it, and it's very rude, and he deserves it. And I'm not saying that he. Actually, I was going to say I'm not saying he deserves it entirely, but actually, no, he totally does. He's not a terrible human being, but there's so many foibles with everybody in Pelican Town, which I actually really like, because a lot of the characters here, you might go, you know what, actually I like them, but also I really don't. Now I'm going to grab myself a red snapper today, because that's what's requested by Maru. No, that's not a red snapper, that's a pufferfish. I don't want one of those. Because as soon as I can sort that out, that'll be great, because that'll mean I can... Hopefully is the option here, is obtain another ticket from her, because that's really what I'm after at this point, is nothing else, just tickets. So I want to try to get my way through that odd ticket redemption machine thing that, well, our erstwhile mayor has sorted out for us. Because, yes, I want prizes, I want rewards, I want easy. So I've got to find Maru now that I've caught 3 of them. And thankfully, because I got perfect on it, I've got the 3 and they're all iridium. Well, you're not in the darn doctor's surgery. Fine, that's where I kind of expected to find you, but apparently not. Most frustrating. Hopefully we can find her. I mean, hopefully we can find her quickly, because that's kind of the thing we're after here, is the sooner we find her, the better. We need her, and we need to find her. Probably the nicest way of describing it. We just need to find her, and quickly. So, where am I going to find you? Where would I find her? Ah, there she is. She's hiding by the water's edge. I'm not even sure what she needs a red snapper for one of her projects, at least, because it's definitely a choice. I mean, why do you need a fish? What are you doing, Maru? I mean, I know she's a bit, well, maybe not entirely like her father in having odd choices of things to try to do, but... What? It's probably the nicest way of describing it. Like, we have no idea what she's doing and what she's trying to do. And it would be good to know, I think is probably the nicest way of describing it. Because we just have no idea, do we? I mean, but for now, I'm going to buy a couple of things ready for the next season. When we were coming up to the autumn or fall season very soon, as in we've literally only got a few days. And I think what will be a good idea is to buy 999 pumpkin seeds, and yeah, maybe I'll buy some bok choy and some eggplant and just, you know, have a few of the constant generation stuff. Just not sure right now. I mean, there's plenty of choice, just don't know what it'll be best right now. Other than pumpkins, I mean, I can't really go far wrong with them, can I? I mean, theoretically, I could go far wrong with pumpkins. I just don't think one can go particularly far wrong with them. They do seem to work out quite well, I would suggest. Whether I'm correct in that statement is a very, very different question, unfortunately. Because who knows? Right, let's keep this going. We've still got some ideas to sort of like work our way through here, don't we? Well, nothing in the bins. Well, I'm going to go and explore a little bit and find out, because we might find something useful at least. Hopefully we can. Okay, so we've got some cherry bombs and a hat. I mean, a hat's nice and all. I like having hats. I just would like something else other than just a hat. I mean, there are better things to find, but it could be worse. Righty, so let's dump all of those seeds in. We'll probably sell the cherry bombs. It's not like I'm going to use them, is it? I mean, they're nice and all. They're useful, but I've got bigger bombs. And I guess I'd be curious to see how early that actually ends up kind of making an impact. Like the prize ticket dispensary thing. Because it must make an impact at some point in the early point in the game. I mean, one would assume. Whether I'm correct in that statement, very, very different question. But hey-ho, that's just what we've got going and planned, at least. Okay, so... Well, you can see I've got all of this wheat that's growing, and the main reason behind all the wheat is just because it's going to allow to survive during the next... like the season, essentially. It should, being the operative word, survive during the transition between the summer and fall. And once that's done, that will give me a much better chance of trying to figure out if there's anything else I need to do. Which I know might sound particularly silly, but I do want to make sure I can actually, well, it's want to make sure that I'm able to end up with a decent sort of an idea that's going on and actually keep the fertilizer, because I don't want to lose it, because it is kind of valuable. Okay, Pierre, I mean, you tell me about your oddities, and I mean, again, Pierre's another character I'm not keen on, but I don't think he's as much of an asshole as honestly, I think Lewis is way more of a butthead. Do not enjoy his... not saying I don't enjoy his existence, I nearly said that, but I do find him to be somewhat... I don't think of the nicest way of describing him. I do find him a bit of a dick. I think that's probably the best way of describing him. And it's just because of his attitude to Marnie. I find him very frustrating. Also, I think it might also just be because I'm grateful in the UK, being the mayor of a town or city doesn't really give you much power or control. Oh, okay. So I've nearly done. I'm going to do the 50 loved gifts because I've got such a stack of prismatic shards. This will be super easy. I'll just find everyone and dump prismatic shards on them. I mean, that makes sense to me at least. Whether that's a good idea is a very different question, but I think that's a sensible plan. I think. Like I say, I could be very wrong. It could be really dumb. If that is the case, that's fine. I've done something very dumb, but that wouldn't be the first time, would it? And you know, I make catastrophically dense mistakes, and it does happen on a semi-regular basis. I think it's probably the best way of describing it. I will keep making dumb decisions. Oh well. Right, so let's see what else we can sort out while we're here. Yeah, we'll sort that out. That'd be great. And, well, we're depositing all those lovely veggies and fruits and stuff, which is, I mean, very sensible, methinks. I would suggest that is a sensible plan, at least. Because we're always going to need more fruits and veg, and I think that's kind of a given, right? That we'll need more of it, and such. And there's nothing else I can sort of say on that one, is it? Is there even? Is it? Goodness gracious, you can tell I'm having one of those days. My brain's somewhat frazzled. It's been a long day, and I'm recording all sorts today. But, anyway, oddities aside, I'm just going to throw these lovely prismatic shards at everyone. So everyone seems to be quite happy with that. I mean, why wouldn't you be? I mean, I'd be quite happy if I got a universally loved gift, like a prismatic gem like that. It's, it feels reasonably appropriate for the month of June, honestly. What with it being Pride, and that feels reasonably appropriate, being a very rainbow-looking thing. Okay, let's see what else can we sort out here. Well, I'm kind of hoping that we can actually get something else. Well, yeah, that's good. I'd like more tickets. I think that's really the biggest way of describing it. I just want more tickets. Question is, where am I going to get them all from, and how am I going to get them? Because, I mean, go on, I need them. It's a given, right? I mean, one would assume that you'd be able to identify that that's actually what we need to sort out, right? Am I being rambly? Yeah, I'm being rambly again. Right, well, I'm dumping more of these gems on everyone. I think Hayley doesn't have a universal love of them. She doesn't mesh with the universal love that pretty much everyone else has. But I'm pretty sure that she doesn't. That's not the end of the world, because what I will do is I will take from that and give her a dandelion. Not dandelion, sorry, a sunflower. Because I've got plenty of sunflowers. I mean, I'm turning them into sunflower oil, aren't I, at the moment? So it kind of makes sense for that right now. Especially since it's not her favourite. But everyone else so far seems to be okay. I think it's in the same way that I think Penny's not fond of the rabbit's foot. I think she's the other one that's got not a universal love, but a bit of a, are you sure? sort of logic on that one, which I think perfectly fine, perfectly normal, I think. So yeah, we got an idea, we got some plans. Some great ideas of mice and men. You know, that's the best laid plans and all. But yes, I've got that is my general idea right now. So let's see what we can figure out next. Well, ooh. Well, I've not seen a raccoon or a possum or whatever the hell that was darting across before. I mean, I've seen rabbits, but never anything bigger. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, well, that was odd. Like I say, never seen that happen before. Very interesting, all the same. And, yeah, let's see what else we can sort out. Well, we've kind of sorted out the rest of today, I guess, so it's now time for bed. I'm going to have to try and find more people to give things to tomorrow. That's, I believe, a given. And tomorrow's going to be, well, it's another day, isn't it? And, of course, I need to find more people, so that's kind of the way it's going to be for now. So yeah, once I can find more people, okay, so that's fine. I mean, it's been a reasonably quiet day so far. I'm not expecting too much more happening today. But we will have to have a think about what other stuff can we kind of squeeze in with today, other than dumping resources on people. And we can make more tea, which is good. We still need to cook up some more coffee, which I think we're pretty close to our overall eventual goal of completing our export of fresh produce. Well, fresh cooked produce at least, which isn't too difficult. We are going to need more, but that's kind of a given. So let's keep on trying. Okay, we get very close. Very, very close, in fact. So that's great. So yeah, that's excellent stuff. What next, though? Gonna have to figure that one out. Well, I've accidentally picked up the kennel. Didn't mean to do so. I still only have one kennel, and I feel like that's for the turtle. Because for me, logically... Well, the logic dictates that the cat stays in the house overnight. But why would the turtle not? I've seen it roaming in the house. My brain just automatically assumes that that is where the cat would go. So perhaps I'm being judgmental on our turtley companion? I don't know. Maybe I'm being mean. Not sure. Hopefully not, because I like my turtle. It's purple. And purple is one of my favourite colours. Green and purple are my two favourite colours. And I just enjoy, as things go, I just enjoy those two colours. And not really much else I can say on that statement. I just happen to enjoy them. Yeah. I don't know what I can say on that sort of front, really. There's some other ideas. Yes, so let's see what we can sort out here then. I mean, surely we should be able to plant a button more. So we're going to slap down some more of our joyous amounts of wheat, which I get kind of a given, really, isn't it, at this stage? We're going to need it. And that's fine. We're going to just sort that out. We're going to have loads of that going. That's good and all. Question is, what next? We're going to water these. They'll die off at the end of the year, so it's not really a problem. And those areas will just get sorted out. But I am going to try pruning back what I have already. And what's kind of already there. I think that's probably going to be the best plan of action for this, because I want to make sure that I have the land available, which I think makes sense. We've got loads of jade, kind of a given, and again, as I've mentioned before, we're going to hold on to using the jade as a predominantly useful resource for allowing us to, well, get through and do more. As dumb as it might very well sound, I want to achieve as much as physically possible with this game. And having more of these staircases is really the best I can sort of suggest, isn't it? I think. So yeah, that's the current game plan, at least, on that one. Fingers crossed that actually works out well for me. We will see, though. We will see. Okay. Let's keep going. So we're going to deposit all of these lovely things. I do enjoy my fish. That's a big old trout. It makes me happy. I know, very silly small things, small minds, but all the same, it does make me happy, and I like seeing it there. To be fair, it's one of those things that I like seeing. Just big old fish. Big old fish on the wall. As I previously mentioned, I've never tried fishing, and it would be something I'd like to try. So we've definitely got all of the coffee we're going to need for today, so that's good. But once we've cooked that all and turned it into our coffee, then we're pretty much golden now at that point, aren't we? So yeah, we'll essentially get going from there, I think. That's really what we can what we can do from here, at least. So yeah, we'll give it a good go. So let's see. Let's deposit all of that there. That's fine. What else do we want to try and do? And what will be clever? I mean, I know that's kind of the question, isn't it? Is it, what's a good, clever response to doing something for today? Well, there's not much to be said. Today, at least. So, we've got our other miscellanea we can deposit. Now, I just need to try and track down a few more of the villagers. That's going to be the big thing right now. Is once I can track them down and I can sort out the resources they need, then that'll be good. Question is, what and how? Because, yeah, of course, I mean, I've got loads of ideas, and we're going to cook ourselves up our caffeination, but I've still got to find everyone, and, yes, I know there are some more, like, some cheaper resources I could give instead of prismatic shards. But my logic right now is just going with, I have a lot of them, I might as well use them, and I think that's kind of the best way to think about it. Because I'm being, maybe not mercenary per se, but I'm being very ridiculous with how much I'm kind of wanting to make sure I've got sorted. And it's not great. Because it means that I'm being a bit more over the top. Right, I don't think any of these books are actually worth me grabbing, are they? Because I think I've read them all. Damn. So I need to figure out where I can get these other books from. I need to try and... Because I've got no idea. And I'm not feeling too stupid about it, but I really wish I had some idea of where one finds them. For now, though, let's give Clint another book. Not a book, sorry, another prismatic shard. That's fine. Still need to go and visit the dwarf. We haven't visited Krobus yet. Krobus is an easy one. I could get buy a void egg off of him and kind of give him that. But who next? That is the question, isn't it? Because, you know, I need to give everyone these gems. Okay, so there's nobody... My sister-in-law isn't at home. That's fine. As I've discovered, my sister-in-law is quite strange. But, well, she's lovely enough. She's a bit odd. Right, you've given your mum a shiny gem. Let's give you a shiny gem, Sam. That'd be nice. Who next? Who next needs shiny gems? I mean, there's going to be more shiny gems, surely, to give to everyone. Well, is it more? I've got a good stack of them, so I'm fine with just dumping them out on people. It's just going to be what I do next, I guess. Yeah. I'm not frightened of you, Krobus. There is certainly some reason why people might be, but I'm not. And I'd like to keep it at that. Because, yeah, why would I be? Well, let's grab these lovely fishy things, and we've got ourselves some other miscellanea. Where's Elliot? Is he in his house? No. I still feel some concern over Elliot's piano. Because every time I look at it, I'm like, that's a nice piano. But you're on the sea. And I really would hope that you don't mangle it. Because, you know, that would be nice that you don't destroy what it makes me uncomfortable, I think, is probably the best way of describing it. Is it makes me a little bit uncomfortable seeing that per se. Don't know whether it's possibly the nicest way of describing it, but it definitely makes me feel a little uncomfortable. Oh well, that's just how it goes. Okay, so we're going to give you some gifts. Okay, so Caroline, you've already given Jodie 2. That's hunky-dory and all. Who else needs gifts? I guess that's always a question, isn't it? Who needs more gifts? Always going to be many, aren't there? Right, let's keep going. Well, that's Harvey and Demetrius. As much as I don't like you, that's fine. I'll give you shiny gifts. Who else deserves shiny presents? Everybody does. So who have I not spoken to? I've not spoken to or seen George. So here you go, George. You can have a nice shiny stone. That'll be lovely. Who's next on the shiny stone front? I mean, of all the odd things to give people, shiny stones. Makes perfect sense to me. Anyway, we've got a few more other oddities to sort of sort out today. What next? Who is going to be good for the next one? Don't know, actually. Well, very little idea of what's going to be a good idea. Well, I've got to try and figure out where the next sort of dumping of stuff that I can sort out is, because I've got lots more to keep going through, at least. But who else have I not seen? I don't think I've spoken to Leo yet, and I've still got 15 to give. Okay, so I've not given any to Willy, or Leo, or Penny. Or Elliot, or Sebastian. My goodness. Okay, well, I can easily achieve the number I need to. It just feels a bit bad because, of course, I've not actually managed to give enough of any resources to anyone. In truth, which feels awful, but oh well. Not much I can do about it, is there? Let's give a shiny gem to the dwarf. That'll be nice. I've not given the dwarf anything shiny for a very long time, methinks. Yep, that's all good. Who else is there that would be a good shout, methinks? Who else is going to be a good plan? Well, let's ride on the horse. We're going to go for a quick zoomy and see what we can figure out with other people. I mean, it's 6 o'clock. We've still got some time for today, and I think that's really the best way of kind of describing it. We've still got some options for things that we can do. It's just going to be, what else am I going to try and figure out? Well, you can have another shiny gem, my dear. That would be good. Who else wants shiny gems? The wizard! I haven't given the wizard anything. I could go give him one. That'd be nice. Be super easy as well because he's just over here. I mean, I can't give anything to the raccoons because I've already sorted them out with everything they want right now, at least. I would quite like to give them some more things, but I don't know what they want or need right now. I think is the immediate I'm not sure. So yeah, I need to try to figure that one out at least. So, let's see what else I can kind of do. I think that's the big question, isn't it? What else can I sort out? Who needs things? Well, I'm nearly done with the coffee, and that's good. I mean, that's going to be the main thing, though, isn't it? I'm going to be dumping coffee in on people. Not really much else I can say on that sort of front, is there? It's, that's just going to be how it is. So, yeah. I mean, I know it sounds particularly silly, but there's going to be a large quantity of stuff that I can't really do outside of what I'm trying to do at the moment, is there? So, let us see who else wants things. I still need to give a few other gifts. Well, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. So I'm not too concerned about that. And that's kind of the way I can sort of look at it at the moment. I've not got to worry about it. And that's probably good. But the question then comes, where else can I do? I mean, actually, you know what? I've not seen Sandy, so this is why I've headed out to the desert. And that'd be nice to go and see Sandy for the first time in quite a long time, to be very fair. I won't buy anything, I'm sorry, Sandy, but I'll give you a shiny thing. Well, let's grab what fruit and veg are available here from the desert. I say fruit and veg. Like there's veg available. Don't be silly. Yeah, so we're gathering what we can from the desert. There's not much else though, that's the trouble. What else can we sort out? I don't honestly know. Oh well. Well, we're heading back to the farm now. We've got some stuff to sort out, and that's good. We've got things going, and that's the important thing right now, isn't it? We've got some ideas of what we're going to try and achieve. And there is no like easy way of describing what we've got, like of cunning plans in the way of like ideas, but there's some idea, I guess. Yeah, I know. It's been a bit of an anticlimactic day, trying to hare around, trying to find everyone to give them presents. But that is, unfortunately, what I've needed to do today, which feels very anticlimactic, unfortunately. Not much I can do on that front, as it stands. Oh, goodness gracious. The trouble is I'm trying to remember where everybody is. I think that's the problem I've kind of got, is I can't remember where everyone is. But once I find them, then maybe they'll be happy with things and stuff and things. I know there's not much else I can really say on that front, is I don't know what else or where else I can sort of sort out. I'm assuming there might be a few in the pub tonight. Wow, it is dead. Apparently Thursday night is not a heavy drinking night in Pelican Town. Fair enough. I mean, everyone does their own thing, I guess, but quieter than I was expecting. Not the end of the world. Well, I guess we'll have to call it there then. Well, I'm going to head ready on getting into bed, I think, for now. So thank you very much for tuning in. If you have enjoyed, please do like, share, and subscribe. I'll be doing some more odd recordings as we go. But big shout-out thank yous go to my patrons on Patreon. Your support is always graciously appreciated. And if you have any ideas of things you'd like me to do or things you'd like me to stream and such, it'd be really good to see. I've currently tried streaming a little bit of Surviving Mars, failing miserably as Japan, and, well, hopefully I'll catch you all again the next time the Walrus plays Stardew Valley.